Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at issue 3 of Absolute Batman, the white hot new series from DC's All In Initiative by Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta. It is absolutely stunning. I love this series. Check out this cool AF cover with Batman facing off against one of the cool AF design party animals. So that is what we're looking at, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. Black Canary, Best of the Best, another great series from Tom King and Ryan Sook. I reviewed the first issue of that if you want to check it out on my channel. So Absolute Batman is the Absolute Universe is basically DC's final, well, latest and best attempt at replicating the Ultimate Universe from Marvel. And this is the best version, I have to say. Like, I forgot what the other ones were. I feel like it was 52 perhaps. And what was that other one? But it doesn't really matter because this one is so cool. It is so good. They did everything right. You know, it's supposed to be like the universe through a twisted dark side lens. So things are twinged with evil and a little different. And the other precept is like putting the origins on their ear and changing significant things. Like in this one, Bruce is poor and his mother survived. And so, you know, those are both very interesting plot developments right there. There's a few different stories going on. We get to see like current Bruce coming into being absolute Batman and like, you know, playing out over the city, his actions juxtaposed with his sort of origin and flashbacks to when he was a kid. Absolute Batman The Zoo Part 3. I think it's a 5-part initial series. It's basically the origin coupled with his introduction to his society. Writer Scott Snyder, artist Nick Dragotta, colorist Frank Martin, letterer Clayton Coles. Gorgeous 2-page spread. They're definitely taking advantage of the cinematic sort of wide-angle lens. Nick Dragotta is a revelation. A few of my friends recommended some great books that he's done before this, but he's new to me, and wow, what a revelation. Talk about hitting the ground running. You know, everything is different in this Bat universe, so Alfred is more like a covert kind of spy working at cross purposes with the Batman. They're sort of coming together. Time will tell whether they have a lasting working relationship. I kind of think they will. Alfred mentions the fact that he loves Batman, he hates Batman, and I think a lot of people are going to feel that way in this universe that have any interaction with him. The aforementioned party animal is one of the coolest designs. It gives it a really, like, this feels like it could be from Chris Nolan's Dark Knight universe. Just the cinematography and the pace of the action and sort of the underlying intrigue of the story. You know, so he's poor, so how does he afford this Batmobile and all this other stuff? Well, there are answers to that. You know, in his alter ego, he's kind of working all these jobs and working across the city and doing like really like rudimentary kind of things in order to just like learn about the sewers and the layout of the city. And like, I have to say that Scott Snyder is just a really good writer and really good at like weaving all these little aspects together. And he's introducing this story element right now in this book that kind of a spoiler, so be warned, that someone wants to make an offer for Batman to sort of lay low for a couple of weeks and not do anything and quit interfering. And then they'll give him a $200 million payoff in order to continue his crusade. So it brings up a lot of moral questions, and like, I immediately say no. Like, I kind of don't want him to do it because I'm like, what the hell? Like, you're taking one of the linchpins of the story, one of the, you know, things like of making him poor and seeing how he's going to manage that, and sort of just giving like a Deus Machina sort of solution. But I kind of have faith in Scott Snyder, and we'll see how it plays out. We have this flashback. He's friends with Catwoman is growing up. He's friends with a lot of the people who will become his rogues. And I kind of like that because it makes sense. They're all kind of like these freaks, these outcasts. You know, Riddler here is more like an AI kind of robot. created by, I guess, Enigma here. So I'm sure some of these people will stay friends. I'm sure some will have questionable allegiances, and I'm sure most of them will completely turn on Bruce. But that remains to be seen, right? I am so in it for the ride. Scott Snyder has said that they love doing this book. It's a success. They plan to continue with it. So, I mean, we're just barely getting started here, and I am so all in. It is so good. I love this book so much. Like, the intrigue, it's like, God, I feel like Absolute is like such a great title for what they're doing in this line of comic books, because it is like the absolute Batman. It's absolutely like the best things, you know, the costume, the Gotham, the rogues, the Jim Gordon, you know. I'm sure Joker is coming. How could he not be, right? I mean, what would a Batman book be without Joker? So, and, you know, did I say... I always have to say, even though the noir versions of this are absolutely beautiful, like, total props to Frank Martin, the colorist, like, absolutely gorgeous. Like, this looks like a Black Label book every single month. And, like, you know, it just goes to show the kind of this should be standard, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's like you're DC and Marvel, and you're the best of the best. You're arguably, you know, carry the comic book industry on your shoulders, and you need to set the example. And if this is the example, then everyone else needs to pay attention, because it is so good. Trying to get used to Martha Wayne still being alive. We haven't seen exactly what happens to what's his name? Bruce Wayne's father. God, John? No, that's like, they can't have both the same name. I can't even think of Thomas Wayne. Oh my gosh, can you believe the brain cramp I had on that one? So anyway, like I said, we haven't seen like exactly what happens to him. I know it's this incident at the zoo or whatever that we're building up to. I kind of can't wait for that revelation. It's going to be like horrible and awful and violent and cinematic and great at the same time. And then, spoiler, oh my God, Batman takes the deal. How could he? This goes against everything that we know and love about Batman. But he's not going to sit idly by and watch the city be destroyed for 2 weeks. Or is he? I don't know. Stay tuned. This is so good, you guys. I love this book so much. Absolute Batman really is the best of them. Quickly followed by Absolute Wonder Woman. And I'm trying to get into Absolute Superman. It's not my favorite. It's getting a little better. It's very much a slow burn. But overall, I highly recommend the Absolute line. It is so good, you guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I'll bring you more soon.